ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. I'm Fern. We got Joelle on the ones and twos. Mimi is in the house. Ryan is in the house. We do not have Mike. He is traveling like crazy. He's got a really long leg. He's actually in Miami, but he's at the airport. And our super creative social media superstar is none other than John Marks, the brains behind John Marks Enterprises.
Woohoo! Super fangirling right now. Woo!
Oh my gosh. Thank y'all for having me on.
No, man. Thanks for being on and making the time for us. I know it's a busy time. We're hitting that December mark. Mm-hmm. It's almost there. Christmas is around the corner. Mm-hmm. The holidays are intense. Mimi, you got your holiday shopping done?
No. By the way, just so we get this clear, I'm a huge John Marks fan. I love watching all his stuff. However, I am not a Christmas person. And I know it's really hard.
Whoa.
I know. It's really hard.
Boo that man.
It's really hard to think like me, because I'm like that little joyful elf kind of like, but no, I can't. The season drives me insane. I get too much pressure and anxiety. And I just don't like it.
Is it the pressure of gifting, or is it just...
I liked it when I was a kid, but I just, as you
started
an
paying
adult,
for gifts.
and then also like, I also get very awkward receiving gifts. So I get like, I don't know, it gives me like this polarizing effect. It's very weird. I don't know. I'm not a Christmas... funny enough, my husband listens to Christmas music all year long. So it's like he's a Christmas fanatic. Like he'll decorate like Chevy Chase, and
that's
I'm
like a sign of a sociopath.
I feel like he's trolling you all year long.
I'm a
just
Thanksgiving
trolling
girl.
you.
Love Halloween.
Oh man,
I love to decorate. I just don't like Christmas. Whatever.
My way.
Bah humbug.
John, do you guys do any like holiday decorations? Are you doing Christmas trees for people?
What do you? Who do you know who you're talking to?
Do you know who's here?
We do. In fact, after this, we're headed to an install today for Christmas, and then we have one tomorrow, and then just go for the whole season.
Your wreaths online are all sold out. When do you sell out? Like right away?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy since we started
pre-sales.
shipping.
Do you take pre-sales like through the year, or you just say, okay, this is what we're doing?
No. Yeah, I just put them out there, and then, but it's almost like within an hour of putting them out there, they sell. But it's just crazy how, because I try to keep the store really stocked, and then so I just have, I'll make up enough to put online, and then they just go immediately. So we'll have another round coming up. As we can do it. We can't do it all. I wish I could. But everything's made in-house, so it's not like it's mass-produced or anything, so we just do what we can.
And
so it's working.
You use fresh greens for the wreaths? Or do you
No,
use a mix?
So the ones right now are all faux. But we do make fresh, like closer to the holidays.
Right. I don't know, Fern, I think I need to show you. Like, you got to do the tour of his place. And
I'm just looking behind him. He's got beautiful product placement because there's a Jeff Fresh box right there in the corner showing over his shoulder.
Right.
It's like his angel.
Shout out to Edwin. Like Edwin's favorite person to talk to is you, John, I think.
Oh my gosh, he's great. We've had a long relationship. I've been buying flowers from him ever since really I started. I just Googled a place I was like and called and that's who y'all gave me to, and it's been like that forever. I don't think he could understand me when I started, and I couldn't understand him either. But
So Edwin speaks his own language.
Yeah.
It's Edwinese.
Yeah,
and every time someone new comes on, we have to explain that. Like, look, you're gonna hear him say some things. You're just gonna learn that this is how he talks, and he's got his own language.
But I didn't even think about it, that your accent might be difficult for him to understand. I didn't even think about that.
But we made it work and stuff, and it's great. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, that's so
Do you have any good Edwin stories?
I mean, I don't know. Not too. I mean, I've been down there to visit y'all. I've sent some Nerf guns and things to
That's
refuel
right.
his
Yeah,
stash.
that's right.
I mean, I don't know. And then I mean, I've heard about different things with him in personal life to now, and
Oh,
you know, I don't
you've
know.
got-
Okay,
Kinda
good.
does
I
it
wanted
a
to make,
personal
I wanted to know
life.
how much of Edwin he really knew.
I think he knows him.
Yeah.
They've had this because John, how long have you been in the flower industry?
That's a good question. I always think
He can
it's
use
less
Edwin's
than what I have.
girlfriends as
Yeah,
a
like
timeline.
how long?
Yeah.
Like
Go
which
back.
wife?
Tell me
Which
which wife
wife
does
do
he
you
know, and
remember?
I'll tell you what
Oh
year
my
that
God.
was.
Well, I hate to call him out like that,
Oh
but
no, he's
He's
such a
yeah,
sport about
He's a
it.
lover, not a fighter,
That's
guys.
true.
It just happens he's got a love to go. He's got a lot of love to go around.
That's good. though.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But I don't know how long I've been in the flower world. A long time.
so that's a great segue, right? So let's go back. How did you get started? Where did you come from?
All right, so I am in Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised. And then I got started really in high school, maybe not with technically fresh flowers, but I started making door arrangements for people. So down here in the South, that's like a thing. I don't know, Miami and stuff, maybe not so much.
No.
No.
But like everyone always has something on their door. You just I don't
The
know.
insides
it's
of the
just like-
doors,
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe.
no.
Not so much
there's
the outside.
There's reefs. There's reefs
No,
on.
I think that there's been a
people put
huge
reefs, but that's
southern
about it.
trend, especially after like all those HD TV shows. I think that there's a
Yeah.
lot of that southern trend that has influenced Miami, but I would say it's fairly new. Like you
Mhm.
do see reefs, just not as much.
Barbie has
Yeah.
at least 30 reefs in the garage. At least 30.
She
every
made us.
season.
She made me one that lasted in my house for a while.
You see,
Oh, that's
she's
cute.
crazy.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's kind of how it started. So in high school, I did like a few different things. I sold fire extinguishers door to door. I'd buy them from like by the pallet load and sell a pallet, and people would help me sell them too. And then I was the candy man at school, so I sold candy and chips and
Oh,
things
I
like
used to sell candy at
Locker.
school. Blow pops.
Blow pops were such a good seller, yeah, because
Easy
you got
sale.
you got good money with blow pops. Snickers,
Yeah.
Snickers were the number one seller, and Reese's Pieces.
I love it.
I mean Reese's.
Airheads
Reese's
right
Cups.
now is what's
You're not
selling.
you when you're hungry.
Right now, what's selling because Dylan sells is Airheads. So he buys like the Costco size Airheads and then he sells them in the school.
Nice, nice. My big seller, I sold all kinds of stuff, but my top thing was pickles because I could buy them for 5 cents in the big jars at Costco and sell them for $1.
So how
That's a
how
good
would you
markup.
sell pickles at school? Very
Just put them in a
curious.
Ziploc bag.
Oh,
The
okay.
big, the big fat ones. Yeah.
Like big kosher, like the giant
Uh-huh.
ones. Yeah.
You know they sell. I think they sell pickles in the movie theaters in Texas. This is just.
Really.
I don't know.
Well, Jimmy John's came out with a pickle sandwich.
Yeah,
I haven't
he
had
did,
it,
yeah.
I
but
saw that.
it looks kind of good. I love pickles,
I
but
love pickles too.
Slimy sandwiches.
so that was one of the things, and then I had a t-shirt kind of gig that I would do like heat presses on shirts and sell them at like different things like tractor pulls and stuff like that around here. And then I started making these door arrangements, and that's kind of where I picked up. But kind of before that, so I always kind of, I guess, maybe liked the idea of making my own money and stuff like that. So maybe some entrepreneurship is in there. And then, but I love like nicer thing or what we think is nicer things down here in the South, like pretty things and layering and all that, which I probably picked up a lot of that from my grandmother. And they lived in Sardis, Mississippi, and they were like, we always had fun together, and I'd go down there on the weekends a lot. So that's like an hour from Memphis.
Okay.
And so like when we'd get there, it was like game on. Me and Grand would like be rearranging the furniture, or we'd be making wreaths or cooking, or she had a big garden, so we'd be out in the yard.
Did you have brothers
then-
and sisters?
Yeah, I have a sister. She's older, 3 years older than me.
Was she
but
there
she
with
would
you
go,
guys with grandma or not?
yeah, sometimes. And then, but we were 3 years apart, but we were 4 years apart in school. So,
That
'cause I
makes
got
a
help.
huge difference.
Yeah, I got held back. So when she was graduating high school, I was graduating middle school. But so so there was like that there was kind of a gap there, but I mean we still hung out a lot together and everything growing up and whatnot. But once she kind of went off to college, there was like so I did high school as like an only child because she didn't live at home when she went to college. She went to Ole Miss. And of course I was here in Memphis, um but anyway, so that's kind of a little bit of how I got started and where the love of like flowers and creating and things like that came from. So I'd sell like these wreaths at craft fairs and whatnot. People would buy them, and then it just kind of turned into a car fund, and then turned into my college fund. And then after college, I was kind of like had to kind of figure it out. I was just gonna be like in the business world and go work for like IP, like international paper around here.
What did you study? What did you study in college?
Is business management. So it was just like a standard business degree.
Yeah.
So anyways, but I decided to open up a store instead. And but everything just happened real little at a time. It just kind of grew into business, didn't go into it like, picking out like a big loan or anything like that. I just made it all happen little by little. And I still do that today.
Were you trying to do multiple things at the same time? Or are you hesitant to get into it? Or why do you think you started slow like that? Or is it just...
I think that's just in my nature. It's like I don't like to force things to happen. I just think they're gonna happen if they're supposed to. And so that's kind of how the business worked too. Like I enjoyed what I was doing, and if it's gonna work out, it would just kind of we'll grow a little bit at a time. And then when the time's right and I can afford to open up a store, I'll do that. And that's just kind of how, and that's kind of how that's how I am today too, more than ever even. So
nice.
No, we're the same way. Have you ever heard the story of the bulls?
Oh boy.
The bulls?
No.
You've never heard the story of the bulls, John? Edwin's
No.
never told you this?
We'll send it to you.
It'll sound different if Edwin sends it to you.
Oh my
If
gosh,
Edwin
we
tells
should
it
just
to you.
record it. We should
Actually,
have
we should
record
have
it.
Edwin.
No, he
come in.
records and sends me through WhatsApp.
Do
the
you
whole
hate
conversation
that? Do you
all the
hate
time.
Hold on, call Edwin in.
No,
Is
it
there
doesn't
anything?
bother me, but of course I'll just text him back. But then he'll reply to my text in
So that's like a
um,
real like Latin America thing, like where everybody
Yeah.
uses WhatsApp, but they're talking. And I used to hate it, but now I do it with Emmy all the time,
Well,
so I don't
it
mind.
doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. But and then he accidentally sends me things that clearly are for someone else because they're full on like just going ham on somebody. But I don't know what he's saying because he speaks, I guess, Spanish or
Maybe
something.
it's
But,
so good
Can
that
you
don't
do an
understand.
Edwin impression?
Oh Lord.
John, and then and I'm like, I'm here the whole time. What do you want? He'll call me. He'll be like, John, hold on, and then he'll put the phone down there, like just yelling at somebody, and he'll be like, John, are you there? Okay, so purple stock, and I'm like, well, it wasn't stock, but okay, yes.
Oh my
hilarious.
God, he's out to lunch. If not, I'd have him tell you
No,
his
that's
version
hilarious.
of Story of the Bulls.
It's
But
been like that from the get-go too, and it's
He's-
great. I mean,
he's a great
It worked.
multitasker. He's a great multitasker.
Yeah.
It has to be one of my favorite combinations of clients. That who put them together? You?
So that would absolutely be me to blame. I am the one to blame.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I mean,
I love it. I like that you like him, and I love how much he
it
loves
has-
you. He's like, "Hey, Papi," he's like, "Papi, you good? Okay," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Who's he talking to?"
it has to be like at least 8 years,
Yeah.
10
Wow.
years.
Easily,
I don't know.
easily a good 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
That's funny.
That's amazing. All right,
Love
so
it.
you got the building slowly, and you're growing.
Oh,
your...
hold on. We didn't say the Story of the Bulls.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Have we said the Story of the Bulls on the podcast? Possibly.
Yeah.
No?
No.
Yeah, we had to.
No? Man, if we have 100 and what? 30 episodes? 20 episodes? How?
140.
140 episodes, and we have not said this, or we may have not said the Story of the Bulls. I don't know. But we're going to say it right now. So, Story of the Bull. There's a father bull and a son bull. They're on top of a beautiful hill. Down below them is this most amazing, glorious valley. So they're looking down, and the sun is staring. And in the middle In the middle of this valley, this gorgeous valley, there is this one cow. Now, this cow is the most beautiful cow you've ever seen. But to be fair, there's not just one cow in this valley. This valley's full of other cows. But this one cow is the most gorgeous. So the son, super eager, super excited with all his excitement. He goes, Dad, like Edwin, Dad, Dad, look at that cow. She's the most beautiful cow in the world. Let's run down there and let's fuck her. And the father looks at his son, slightly shakes his head, and he goes, No, son, let's walk down there and let's fuck them all.
You can tell why I don't like this story.
All right. So the meaning of the story is not let's go fuck all the cows. The meaning of the story is
slow and steady.
Let's take our time.
Yeah.
Let's do everything once because we can accomplish more than you think if we take our time.
So we could have said it just slow and steady.
We could have. I could have totally said that.
There's a John Martin version of that story, and it's called "The Tortoise and the Hare." You know, the turtle and the bunny. And the bunny was super cocky and thought he could run the whole race, all the things, but the turtle took it slow and steady, and he actually won. Same thing, maybe just without.
Yeah, without the visual of telling your dad that, hey, let's go.
Hey, I think it's like
it gives me the vibe of an old Andrew Dice Clay joke that he just like turned it into a business metaphor.
I could see that.
You know what I mean? Like if you said that exact same, say the whole story again with his accent and his cadence, and see if it works.
Son.
Yeah. Anyways,
so when you started after college and you decided, you said, all right, I'm gonna continue on my flower journey. Where you were still making wreaths, and then what did we start to transition to?
All right. Yeah. So basically, I mean, story short. So I was making wreaths and then doing these craft fairs and then and whatnot, church like fairs, whatever. I would people started like recognizing them and all that. So a few stores picked me up, like local stores, gift shops, and they wanted me to like sell the wreaths and things I was making at their store. So I started selling them to them. Some of the accounts were like wholesale counts, and I would just sell them a whole bunch at one time. And then other ones like kind of did consignment, or I'd have booths inside of their store, and I would just kind of.
What kind of stores?
More like gift shop stores. So, there was like one of them was a clothing boutique. But
like locally owned small businesses, not like big box shops yet.
No. And one of them was like a tea room, and then the rest of them were like gift shops. So I kind of got to see a little bit about like how different people ran their shops and stores and gift shops. So I kind of got to see some behind the scenes because I started helping a lot of the stores do their displays for them, like set their merchandise and stuff. So I'd come in after hours, and because it was perfect for me because I could go to school during the day and then in the evening go and work after they're closed. Because you really like even today in my store, we always reset after hours because it's too hard if customers are in there and all that.
Sure.
So it's kind of cool to see the behind the scenes of that, and it kind of obviously I liked it. So I was doing that, and then the same people who were buying wreaths and things from me, so they started asking me if I'd do their like more for them than just like a door arrangement. So I started doing like garlands around their doors, inside their house, down staircases, whatever, and then started decorating Christmas trees and realized, that this was a thing and I could do it and it's fun. So it really all stemmed from the Christmas stuff that I was making, the door wreaths and things. A client asked if I'd do their daughter's wedding with fresh flowers, and I was like, maybe. I mean, I've played in the garden with my grandmother, but I'm like, if you want to and you're good with it, then I'm good with it. It'll be my first one. And so, just like those other shops, they took a chance on me, and I'm so grateful for that. This same client took a chance on me, and we just trusted that I could do it, and of course me, I'm always up for a challenge, and I was very, and I still to this day am a yes man, I think, but I was very much a yes man back in the day. I'd just say yes to anything and figure it out. Um, but I did that wedding, and the rest is kind of history. There, like people who went to the wedding saw it, and then, word of mouth is everything.
Did you do any research to do the wedding, like any processing research, or this was just, you know what,
No.
we're gonna figure this out?
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, now we do all these techniques and things to keep the flowers alive and stuff, but like even just like the simple thing of like cutting the flowers and sticking it in water immediately or cutting it under water or whatever, depending on what it is. But like back in the day, I didn't think you even had to cut in flour. Like you just got them in and threw them in a bucket. So I really don't know how I made it work, but somehow, because I have no like background in this at all other than just like hanging out with my grandmother. But I'm like a sponge. I'll pick up on anything. I love to learn and see things. So, and obviously with social media, you can find out all kinds of stuff there. But I just started doing it. And then after I got a few of my own weddings under my belt, which I love weddings and I still love them today. But I think I love them even more because it's an exact amount. You know how many flowers you're getting and you can just use them all. It's not like you gotta like count out and then figure out how much money is in each arrangement or whatever. At least that's not how I do it. I just do it based off of the whole event and then we just make it look pretty. And I've always done it that way. And so I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my
That's a good old school approach. A lot of people, I mean, you got to watch your money, right? It's a business. You got to pay bills. You got staff to pay. But, it's a beautiful thing. You take your artistry and you're like, look, we're just going to make it pretty.
Yeah, we'll make it pretty. Oh, yeah. That's where I was going. So I did a few weddings on my own. And we just got in boxes of flowers and I would just use them until it was gone. And then I was like, the wedding's done. It's beautiful. And the clients liked it too. So a few other florists in town like started recognizing me or whatever. And they're asked if I could freelance for them. And so again, no formal training or anything, but they, I guess, saw that I could work with flowers. And that's really where because I'm just like a sponge. I picked up on a lot.
Yeah.
Working with other freelancers and things like that on these big events.
That's such a great way to like test the waters and learn hands on. And if you can have somebody in town that's willing to give you that shot,
there's really very few industries like ours that take on freelancers like that and actually share their tips and share, hey, no, this is a better way to do that. The floral community as a whole is amazing because everyone in every aspect, in every sector is willing to coach, learn, and help you.
Crafters are like that too.
Yeah.
A lot. Like, like the crafters always want to help and educate too. I feel like they want to share a lot.
Yeah. I think so too. I do think there is a few people out there that are not sharers and
Haters.
for some reason have a yes, which I've run across some. But that's really why I started sharing because I'm like I don't know. There's someone else out there could be just like me and wanting to get into it but has no idea, and maybe I can help them get there quicker than I got there. That's really why I started sharing like as much as I do, and I don't think it's necessarily hurt me. I think some people think it will hurt them if they share like secrets, but there's really is no secrets in design or in this world, I don't think, because we all do things different ways and we all have a different way of thinking and brains and all that. We all see it differently. So that just because I do it one way or so and so does it a different way doesn't mean it's the right way, just what works for them. And
correct. But I say it all the time with Google and YouTube, there's no secret to nothing. Like we joke all the time. People are like, that's my customer. I'm like, guy, all I got to do is Google and that's it. I find your customer. It's not, those days are long gone. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Information's way too quick.
So
now.
you were already established when you started your like Instagram page and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'd already, yeah.
So did you, when like to run on that, when did you start using social media? And then when did you start saying, hey, I'm going to share everything?
When did you start saying, hey, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
That was like 2019, maybe 2020-ish,
Mhm.
like the Rona era,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
COVID. That's when
I wonder
really
in the future if we're
picked
going to
up on
call
it.
this like the Corona Renaissance, you know?
Maybe, I
Yeah,
don't know.
might be.
Because it sparked so many people who were at home. It sparked so many people.
Yeah.
Their creative sides kind of took over, and so
Yeah.
many people pivoted in their life.
And we also changed the way we were online and how
Mhm.
much focus we had towards like social media because a lot of people had more time. So yeah. Cool.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
they did. They owe you
but I
money.
think
for it.
that's where it really kicked off and whatnot. I may have had a presence on there and just like I definitely had a personal presence on there, but I don't have anything personal now. But that's when I started doing like just showing people what we were doing, and people found it entertaining, I guess. I remember the first time I did a video of me talking, it was a story, and so many, like, I don't know what happened to it, but it somehow like got on like I don't know how it works, but whatever is on like a For You page back in the day I don't know, so it somehow got on there, and everybody like went crazy over this like southern twang of mine or whatever. And it didn't matter. It was like a video of us like getting in boxes. We were hauling them in from the like all the flowers from the van into the at that time I was working out of a kitchen. So we were hauling them into a kitchen. I was just like explaining it. And it didn't matter. Nobody even cared what we were doing. All they cared about was what I sounded like. And so I don't know. But it's just crazy what will like pick up attention.
Are you leaning into that, or is that like?
Oh no, I mean it just is what it is. But the hey y'all thing is just something that I always say, like hey y'all, or I'll be like, all right y'all,
Yeah.
like in general. So that's why I started the videos off that way.
Well, I think that
It
there's
works.
something about the southern you do have that southern charm, and then you're opening up and showing people things that they really do want to learn. Like
Yep.
I'm pretty good with some crafts and stuff, but I can't fucking tie a ribbon for the life of me. For some reason, like I cannot make those big ribbons. Like, so I tried. I watched one of your videos, and let me tell you, I got pretty close. I just, I think it also might be the type of ribbons that I'm using. Like, do you're using wired ribbon versus like regular ribbon? So it's like there's a lot of like, there's so much to it. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah.
Barbie will hook you up. Barbie makes
She makes good
huge,
ribbons?
gorgeous ribbons, and she's there for hours looking at it
That's the
at
thing you
every
do.
angle.
I must have like a problem
She's like,
with
"It's
fine
not
motor
perfect."
skills. Like even like when I lay things down, I'm like, Ryan, you do it. Like I have fine motor issues, I think. I don't know. I'm very creative and crafty, but that's one of my things. So either way, I was just gonna say, like, I think that your approach is welcoming. So I think that's why that might be one of the big reasons for your success.
Well, he seems so comfortable behind the camera. Like he was born
I'm
to
behind the
teach.
camera and comfortable in what he's saying. So like
Correct.
some people are kind of like, oh, I think this is how you should do it. No, he's like confident and comfortable. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you do your
Well-
videos in one take? Is there a lot of editing?
Yeah. No, I don't do. If we have to redo or take, it's over. We'll do something else. But I mean, I don't do. We can't be doing all that because then it's not. But I mean, I'm just confident. Not to say it's the right way, but it's what's worked for me, and it works well for me. So and people have like commented like, that's not how you do that, da 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 da. But it's like, well, that's how I do it. I mean, you do it. So that's why. I mean, I am really confident in anything I put out there because it really does work for me and how we do it here. So
I like
I
it.
don't know.
Speaking of ribbons, you guys, we wanted to talk to you a little bit of kind of holiday stuff. I know that you're big in the holidays. Do you obviously wreaths is still a big thing for you. What else is besides decorating houses? You do trees, you do the works, right?
Yeah. And, so we turn our store into like a Christmas store for the season. So we do a lot of like if you're gonna decorate a tree, you can come to us and pick out.
What
all
day do
your
you make
tree.
that conversion? What date?
usually around the 1st of October is when the Christmas shop is like up and ready. Um, so we do that. Another stream of revenue is my ribbon line I started a while ago, and so I go over. It's all made in India, but we design it all over. Like I go to different areas to design it throughout Southeast Asia and find things, and then so that's been a really fun and interesting thing.
What's the name of the
Um,
ribbon line?
just John Mark's John Mark Enterprises is on.
Have you seen the ribbon
all the-
room in his store?
I-
It's a ginormous.
Yeah, but I didn't know that
ribbon
those
room.
were his ribbons. I thought
Oh,
he was
that's
bringing
really
in
cool.
other
I
ribbons.
did not know that at all.
So I got into product development a little bit and just on ribbons right now, but so that's something cool. But
Was it like you'd go to Hobby Lobby and you'd be like,
I hate all
"Man,
these ribbons.
I hate these ribbons. I hate this store.
Well,
I'm gonna design my own." How did that come
not
about?
nec-
That's cool.
kind of, I guess, in a way, but hate's a strong word. But I used back in the day, like a long time ago, I bought everything from like Hobby Lobby, Walmart, whatever, because I didn't know there was like other stuff out there.
Sure.
But
Mhm.
as you grow and whatever, you find stuff. So anyway, so then I realized there was like these markets in Atlanta and
Mhm.
Dallas and New York and stuff that you could go to, and like it was actual manufacturers there, and they would make they like make this stuff, and it's higher quality than sold in big box stores, but so it's gonna be a little bit like necessarily more expensive, but it's so much better, um, quality and
Yeah.
stuff. So then I started buying from all these places, and that's how we stock our store. And we still go to markets and stuff, but I'm such a ribbon snob. And there's lots of great ribbons out there, and we sell all kinds of ribbons. And it's not just my ribbons that are at our store, but I knew that I wanted like a good product. I wanted heavier wire in the ribbon so that it stood up, all of that kind of stuff.
I was about to ask, what separates a good ribbon from a bad
Yeah.
ribbon?
Well, there's like heavy wire. I back all of my ribbons. Some ribbon is like super thin. So it just depends. And I also have learned that ribbon is like made all over. So like, the stuff made in China, which we use, but I don't produce it, is a whole lot cheaper. It's like more of a budget type ribbon than like what's made in India is going to be like the finer quality stuff, the heavier.
Even the pigments are
Darker.
stronger, right? Like the pigments of the colors are stronger in India because
Yeah.
they're using like really good.
Better dyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and India's like that's their thing, textile, and is one of the things. So, anyways, it's been a journey to get to this point, and lots of like hits and misses and things like that, because we were just like kind of boots on the ground over there in India, just like I mean, just going over there and just seeing what we could find and who we could talk to. So I finally found a good place that can produce it for me. But it is so crazy because you would think it's all done in India because that's where it comes from, but it's not. It's really just produced in India, but designed in other places. But of course, we design it ourselves too. But it's like double fused, all the things. It doesn't make sense to y'all probably, but it makes sense to me. But it's really, really nice, high quality ribbon. So if you're like a crafter or like around here, the South, I mean, like I've just always grown up with ribbons around. Like even like if you're gonna like take something to like a church potluck or to your neighbor or something, typically, maybe not, I don't know if it's as much anymore, but like back then, like you wrap that stuff up,
Put a ribbon on it.
you put a bow on it.
Mhm.
And so there's still a lot of that tradition around here. And so that's really, I guess, why I just love ribbons and everyone loves it. And who knew that you could make a living off of?
Is the ribbon industry like cutthroat? Is it intense, or is there not a lot of people in the market?
So for fine ribbon, there's not that many people out there. There's probably like 2 or 3 big like name brand companies that you can buy from. So there's not really that much that just focus on ribbon. there's not that many.
Did you take your ribbon to market? Have you taken yours to market to sell? No, not yet.
No, retail only. So I know what it's like to be a retailer, and then your wholesaler also sells to retail, and it kind of I feel like it's double dipping. So I think if I did do wholesale, I would totally do wholesale and not do retail anymore.
Right.
So, but right now retail works really well. Yes, you can't like sell like 36 rolls at a time or whatever because when you buy wholesale you need to buy more. But with our online presence and everything, it's fine. It's working right now.
So I'm going to introduce you to your best customer, my wife. It's going to cost me money, but so where can somebody buy your ribbons online? Or is
so johnmark.com. Of course, I start small with everything. The online thing is like fairly new for us, like within a year. So not everything is online. But I usually feature a product and then throw it on the website.
And you do it
I
weekly.
try to do
weekly. I like those.
But there's a lot of ribbon on there right now too, that we've put up. But of course, coming to the store is so much more options and all that. But there's quite a bit. But just johnmark.com is where you can find all that.
I'm gonna send Barbie there. It's gonna cost me.
What's the hot ribbon this year? What's like your favorite one for the season?
Well, that's it. I don't know yet, because it's still kind of early. But they're kind of all going at the same rate. But there was like this kind of color scheme that I did. Is like I don't have any back here with me, but it's kind of like citrusy colors. But like Christmas, so like I had like some holly ribbon that was like hot pinks and yellows and lime greens and stuff like that, and then striped ribbon and all those velvets in those colors. So those have been kind of unexpected popular. But I kind of showed them with fall stuff and how you could transition those colors into Christmas time or daytime too. So I don't know. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or if it's just because of like Barbie is so popular right now. And all the pink. So, but those have been really popular, and typically, like red, green, gold is the most popular.
Of course.
Right.
I don't know.
Or like the buffalo plaid, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the plaid is popular.
Yeah.
It's not as popular, I feel like,
anymore. I think it was like a couple years back. Now.
And then that like Ralph Lauren kind of tartan plaid or whatever, that one is always gonna be kind of classic. We always have like old school people who like that.
When you take on Christmas clients like for their houses, do you like to have different ones all the time, or do you like to know like one that you're selling and you're like, this is a good one, you should go for this and sell that one look because it's easier for you? Or do you like the challenge of doing a different one in every house?
Like a different color scheme or tree or whatever. Yeah, I like I like the mix up. I like the non-consistency.
Yeah.
Like I thrive of all that. I thrive on just showing up and figuring it out. Like I don't know.
Have you ever had a customer like give you free range and then you really go out there and then your customer's like, no, that doesn't work?
Well, maybe once or twice that's happened, but like anything in business, you learn your lesson. So you kind of feel those type of customers out. But customers are really, really like, especially the ones we decorate their houses for, are really, really good. And they really do trust us to do whatever, which is nice. And they've been with us. They've been with me personally, and now it's become us because I have a team and all, but for a very long time. So, and people always inquire for us to come decorate their house and stuff. And like, almost, I tell people now, someone has to die or move away in order to get on our Christmas list because there's so much.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. I feel like I want to watch a show of you decorating. Like I would totally
100%.
watch an HGTV show of, John doing like Christmas stuff.
So,
and that's
we
gotta get him on Bloom TV.
We gotta get him on all of them because
I don't know. I have no idea what I can say and not say, but there is a TV show in the works. But I think it's like some kind of streaming service. It's Home Inspo TV.
Okay.
So we'll see
Is
where
it
that
of you, featuring you? Are you part of it? The main thing?
there'll be, so it's like, I guess the best way to describe it is like the old school HGTV, like where people actually like show you how to do things and stuff like that. It's not like just real estate and stuff like that. It's like cooking and there's like home organizing. There's like a hair lady on there to teach you how to do hair, and like that kind of stuff. And then there's like these ladies who go into like Goodwill and stuff like that and really find like
treasures.
Ugly stuff, turn it into something really cool.
I like that.
So it's like that kind of stuff, that vibe.
I need some help organizing. I have way too many hats.
You need Marie
At
Kondo?
home.
Hats?
Hats. I have.
I'm looking at your desk. I could see literally maybe 15 stacked on that pole right there.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think I have close to 200 hats.
That's too
Not
many.
kidding around.
That's too many.
I have probably 10 hats in my truck. Right
I mean,
now.
if I had your haircut, I probably would have a lot of hats too.
I gotta protect. There's a lot of precious memories and stuff in here. I
Oh,
gotta protect.
goodness.
And the sun is intense down here, John. Let me tell you.
Don't you get a
Oh,
Santa
I
hat?
know it. I love South Florida.
You need to come because we're moving and you need to come and visit the new place.
Well,
Okay, I will.
you
next
gotta
time I
come
down.
to Fresh Fest.
Fresh Fest.
You gotta come
When-
to Fresh
when is
Fest
that?
next year.
June.
Was that what? Yeah, I think.
Edwin
was that like
invited
the,
you.
Edwin told you about that. I know
Yeah.
he wanted you to come. We wanted you to come to last year's, but our inaugural event, which was amazing. But
Maybe we should have John come and talk about like product development and taking your like not looking at it so much as, I love the fact that it's John Mark Enterprise because it could be so many things. Like you're doing flowers, you're doing decor,
he
you're doing
definitely
so
didn't
much,
didn't lock
Don't
himself
put yourself
into
in a box. No, I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that starts with just the name. Like the fact that you're not going to say you're just one thing, that's awesome.
Smart.
However, that name is famous and it's been synonymous with Christmas probably before you even. Do you know who Johnny Marks is? You don't know who Johnny Marks is? So Johnny Marks is the writer of all the Christmas songs, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
He did Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, A Holly Jolly Christmas. So it's fun that your name is John Marks because Johnny, I don't know if anybody calls you Johnny, but Johnny Marks is the composer and songwriter.
No, I didn't
You were
know that.
destined to be the
That's
Christmas
right.
guy.
Meant to be.
Man, speaking of Christmas,
Oh boy.
if you hadn't heard this song yet, just so you know, this is in my head. All I want for Christmas is you.
It's time. That's all I think of Mariah Carey. I'm all for her making. The
I
money,
always
dude.
feel like
I feel like she deserves it. Let her get on that
like
Christmas fan.
leading up to Thanksgiving. It's like when am I gonna hear it? When is it gonna pop out?
Oh, Carrie Ann posted today. She's like, don't, you can keep all whatever. We have to stop at Thanksgiving. Don't keep going to Christmas because it's like it's true. Christmas is, the one that they go straight for.
Well, even like
versus-
the stores after Halloween, it's like if
It's
they
out.
skipped, if
Well,
you skip Thanksgiving
for-
and boom, Christmas is there.
I'm not allowed to do my tree a theme every year because if not, I have too little storage. But like last year, I went all out with like the ocean theme, and I was buying stuff in probably May because that's when I started seeing things. So it's like little by little. So it's important to have like a store like John's be announcing it in October. I get it. But it just sucks when you're going to Target and it's like it's already Christmas and it's July,
Yeah, the big box stores, they start really early.
It's not fair for them. I get it when somebody like John has to do it, but not like.
Yeah.
There's like a mental thing
They
when you
should just-
see Christmas music shopping and you hear Christmas music, like
The nostalgia,
like a
yeah.
sales,
No,
like a
not
buying,
nostalgia,
sales, shopping
anxiety.
thing, like triggers
Oh.
into your brain. Like
That's why I don't like it, guys. That's the only reason I don't like Christmas. I'm sure I'm gonna leave and go into a little island and just take my family and see with nobody can bring a gift. Everybody,
None of the who's in Whoville will
No.
bother you.
I want to go Christmas Carol at your house now.
Oh my gosh, I'll slam
Let's get
the
like
door
legit
on you.
ones.
Don't worry. When I slam the door, my giant wreath is gonna fall on you.
Oliver would love it. Oliver will be into it. He loves Christmas
He
music.
loves Christmas. We're gonna get him in on that.
Okay, so we're gonna change the questions and we're gonna ask you holiday themed decor questions, if that's okay with you.
Okay, sure.
And we'll see how this goes. If it doesn't, we'll hope for the best. We'll see. Okay, so what would you say is the best greenery for a holiday garland?
Probably like cedar or Norfolk pine, something like that, or a mix. I like to mix.
What's your go-to flower for a winter centerpiece?
Maybe if it's up to me, like, I don't know, that's hard. A white rose or like if peonies is
Peonies.
available.
I
I know they kind of are start, typically they kind of become available like in November for some
What are
reason.
those?
Where
What
does
are
that
the
come from?
bicolored ones? Yeah, the Chilean ones.
Well,
are
what
out now.
happens is Chile season, the season ends right before Christmas. So if there usually is some available, but there's storage,
Are
but
they
it doesn't
or the
mean
Alaskan ones?
no. Alaska's in the summer,
Oh.
and Israel starts like
Oh,
right
Israel.
after Christmas, sometimes right before. It's a weird time.
But
so
the Israeli ones come in, they're like the size of my
they're
pinky.
tiny,
They're
tiny.
Yeah.
My
And-
pinky nail, and so I don't get those. I remember sending a picture to Edwin once of a dime and then the peony next to it. Edwin, do not recommend peonies ever again, wherever these are from, because I'm not doing this anymore.
What's funny is that's how we complain to the growers. We're like, "What is this? Look at this!"
Yeah.
and we show them
I
a
mean,
dime.
why do it? Like, I mean, it's fine if they were only like a couple cents each or something like that. If they
But
weren't
they
so
still
expensive.
get the peony price, right?
Yes. I'm like, no, can't do it.
Mm-mm.
I'd rather have a big old rose or something.
Too funny.
What is your favorite holiday color combo?
Mine's probably like traditional red, green, gold. My favorite. I mean, I like everything, but if I had to pick one to live with my whole life, rest of my life, it'd be red, green, gold.
Yeah. What's the best holiday scent?
Okay, so I like this scent, and it's kind of like I made a candle out of it too. But it's kind of like a marmalade. It's like an orange, with like a cinnamon in there too. It's
Wait.
really good.
Does John mark candles as well as ribbons?
There is some candles.
Ooh,
So
Ryan's a
I'm-
candle guy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna launch our candles on our site this week. And I'm only doing 3 cents, but we have 7 cents in the store. But one of them is
Nice.
mine. It's this like marmalade scent. It's
So the
really
marmalade
good.
one's gonna be online.
Mhm.
What do you
Ooh.
And
call
we'll have
what do you call that
three-
one?
I think what am I calling that one? I can't remember. It's like orangey and cinnamony. You'll know.
Okay. Okay, cool.
You'll know. But it will have an orange little ribbon tied onto the container. They come in these black tube containers. And then we'll have a Christmas tree one scent, like a
That's hard to
traditional.
beat. That sounds
Yeah.
hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have one that is kind of clean and just every day. So, but this will be something new because in the store they sell really well because obviously people can smell them. So I don't
Right.
really know how selling candles online is going to go. So we will
Also,
have to take a risk.
shipping the
Like they
candles.
I
always
right?
think I think people take a risk on your name and say, okay, we'll
I
give this
would,
guy
yeah.
one try, and then that's it. You got them hooked, and they're addicted.
Yeah, and then they can and start. And then of course people who come visit our store now they have access to them from
Mhm.
afar. Who have already bought some. So we'll see. We'll see.
I feel
But,
like
okay,
I feel
but-
like it's worth going to Memphis. I get to go visit John Mark's store, and then I can get some
Elvis.
barbecue.
Elvis.
I was gonna say,
great.
yeah.
Elvis. Oh, that's where
BBQ.
Elvis is at. So I can go to Graceland.
Yeah, in Sun Studio. There's lots of good history here. It's where the Lorraine Hotel is. The Civil Rights Museum is
Mhm.
downtown.
Mm-hmm.
We have the world's largest Bass Pro Shop in our pyramid.
Oh, sold.
You can
Oh,
get
man.
the
Now I
top
gotta
end.
go.
That's dangerous.
So, it's fun. It gets a bad rap sometimes, Memphis does, but it's good. It's all right.
That's amazing. So before I move on, I'm curious. Ribbons, candles. Is there something else that we didn't talk about?
that I've touched. No, everything else we buy at market wholesale.
Is there
Right
something
now.
you're waiting to develop that you want to develop?
Is there a sneak peek?
Yeah, there are some things.
Okay, good to know.
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah, no, I
Are
like
we
the-
gonna?
I like
I
the
like
mystery.
that.
No, I like
want
the
to give a
mystery.
preview.
I like
You
the
want to
mystery.
give them the
No,
listeners?
somebody's going to
No,
steal
well,
his
no.
ideas.
I'm just really big on. I don't like to talk about something until it's happened.
Exactly.
Because it may not
I
happen.
feel
Then
you.
it's like
I
people
feel
are like,
you, John.
Once I
whatever, so-
once I see it in the world, like I don't want it to do it at that point. So like I don't say it because I don't want ever like somebody else to hear me and do it. So keep it quiet. Okay, go back to the questions then. One item that instantly makes a space feel festive. If you can only put one item in the room and it has to make the room look festive, what would you put?
For Christmas or for holiday or whatever.
I mean, we have to be
Well, I
universal,
mean,
right?
I mean, a Christmas tree, a tree
Yeah, that's
does
pretty
that.
universal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there one item, or is there one is there one thing that you love to do more than anything else?
For Christmas is what you're saying for
Or in
decorating.
Or
general.
in general? In general, is there one thing?
Okay,
that
well,
you're
I
doing?
love.
Yeah.
Well, we sell lamps in our store too, so I love lamp lighting. I hardly ever turn on my real lights at home. I just have lamps everywhere.
Desk
So,
lamp, floor
I-
lamps, like anything?
Both.
Yeah, nice.
All the above. So I love like that kind of lighting in a room. I think makes it feel cozy and warm. So I don't know.
Does
but
your
that-
market kind of like have like a wide range? Do you have a specific kind of style selection, or is it kind of like?
At the store, we sell all kinds of. We mix them into our.
I need
looks
to know
and
how
things.
big this store is. I need to go prepared.
It's not that big. I mean, it's not like it's really not. But it's just a really unique shopping experience.
Love that.
It's not like your typical walk in a store and feel cold. It's definitely warm. It feels like Grand's house felt.
Do you have like a current favorite holiday trend?
Well, like I kind of maybe briefed on it. I like the bright colors that people are using for holidays this year. So like even with like fall till now, there's been like hot pinks out everywhere, like different shades of pinks and oranges and whatnot. I love all that mixed together. I think it's a cool trend. The disco ball trend is kind of cool too. It's kind of a little bit overdone for me, but it's cool. I like it. I can appreciate it.
Do you like the trend of using flowers inside the trees? Have you seen like a lot of people doing that? Do you like that?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a good space for, earthy. It feels earthy and all that.
If you could pick one flower, what would you put in? Like, you know how they do like all a single, either a color, like monochromatic, or they do like all types. I saw a beautiful one that it was all lilies, and I hate lilies. Like the smell of lilies drives me insane. But
That is so funny.
But this tree looked gorgeous. Like I mean, I'm sure that they removed they moved it, but it's so pretty.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick a flower, I don't know, I might pick, I don't know, maybe like a tree just with all red amaranthus hanging out of it. It's like really droopy and crazy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Or a free spirit rose, all
That's
orangey.
Mike's favorite. We're gonna make a free spirit rose tree. That would be
That
cool.
would be- Yeah.
That's a
Do
good,
you have like
Christmas
your
present.
Ornaments?
personal home style? Is it very different from what your store has, or is it like a
Not
mix?
too- No, it's a mix. It's
It's an extension.
I would say I have like some gallery walls. I've got some like wallpaper up in there. Lots of layers to it.
Mm-hmm.
Rugs, some chandeliers. But I live in a 15, like a little bit under 1,500 square foot loft. It's not that big, but I make it, to like I like to keep doing and redoing things and whatnot. So I
it's
make
fun.
it for me, even though it's not that.
Yeah, your creativity's seen there.
Mhm. I love it. Okay, what are some of your holiday festive faux pas? What would you tell people not to do?
He's too nice to tell people what not to do.
What would you? What would
No,
you
what,
not?
what would
do?
you is
What
like
would
you
do?
look
You're
and you're
"Nah,
like
it's
it
not
just
my
makes
style."
you cringe.
I know. I'm trying to think of one. I know that I have them. I have things that that irritate me. Definitely not fluffing your like wreaths or garlands or trees before you put them up.
Oh yeah.
Some things are really smashed, especially like out in. It drives me crazy when I like go in hotels and stuff, or when we're like doing a wedding at like somewhere that like not that like in a commercial setting, and they have these like garlands hung up that look like they've been used from the 90s still, and they're just smashed. Like it's
They took them
clearly
right out of the box and put them up.
yeah,
Yeah.
put them up. Like pay someone a little bit extra with some sort of design sense to come through and just make it look right. Those things drive me insane. Um, that's the first one that could come to my head. I haven't really
That's okay.
thought about.
Do you like flocked trees?
Yeah, I love. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you real tree or fake tree?
Just a bit. I've done both at my place. It depends on when I decorate. Like if I decorate right now for my place, it's gonna have to be faux. But a lot of times, if I don't do it like this week, then it probably won't happen until like closer to Christmas, and then I'll go get a real tree.
I put a deposit on my tree in September.
For a real?
What?
Or a real tree.
What? Oh, a
So
deposit?
my tree's coming from North
deposit on a
Carolina.
Christmas
I know
tree.
it's just because I do it from the Boy Scouts.
Was it
like
not
the-
ready? Did it need to grow a little
No,
more?
I guess because
Yeah.
I ordered it through the Boy Scouts, and so they have to fill
That's
a
when they sell it,
container,
yeah.
and so
That's
they
when they
have to
sell
make sure that they can get them. And I feel like it's a small farm, so I wanted to help the people in North Carolina or whatever. But I think it's like,
Yeah.
I like that idea, but that's the only reason why, because I've just been donating basically to this whole time. So
Man, I didn't even think about that. The hurricane that went up there to
Oh, yeah.
Carolinas. I wonder if it's gonna put a damper on the Christmas. Barbie went fake a couple years ago.
Yeah, my sister did
against
too.
my better judgment. I was very angry. I didn't talk to her for like 30 minutes.
Oh.
But then I was hungry, so I needed to talk to her. It happens. But we went fake. To me, it's not Christmas if there isn't a real Christmas tree. So I already looked at your website. I'm probably going to take you up on that Christmas tree candle scent. We're going to go get one.
Yeah,
of those.
that will make your.
And I
house
saw a
smell.
lot of ribbon that matched Barbie's color theme. So I'm very scared because I already texted her. So now I'm worried.
So yeah. By the way, guys, if you put your flower food inside your Christmas tree, it does help keep the greens fresher. The needles, yeah. So there is Christmas tree food, and they even now start selling them just like the sachets. So you should be able to make sure you put some, and you can use your leaf shine on your Christmas tree too.
I didn't know
Yeah.
What
So-
was
And now a word from our sponsors.
we need
that.
our
Oh,
jingle.
Joel, we made last episode.
Mimi suggestion.
Yeah, Fern made a jingle for Mimi.
Tips by
No.
Mimi.
We need some tips from Mimi.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
No.
Something- Fresh
I-
tips for
The
fresh
only
not
thing is
remember
that
what
the
it
leaf
sounds
shine
like.
is flammable. So if you do put candles in your Christmas tree, don't do that. But I don't think people do that anymore,
People
right?
put
I think
candles
that was
on
only
their Christmas
Scrooge.
tree?
Scrooge.
Yeah,
that
I
does
was gonna
that.
say they have
I
lights
hope
now.
people
People have
now.
electricity.
Yeah.
I know, but
Hopefully.
I would love to do like an old school one. Like I think of, and the funny that I say Scrooge because I think of the Mickey Scrooge, not even like the real Scrooge, but that's who I see. Donald Duck.
See crazy Jim Carrey, right? That animated Jim Carrey. Okay, well, that was fun.
Are we
Those-
gonna?
yeah, I
is
mean,
he
Are we
still
gonna
do?
do? Are we gonna do real questions?
it's up to you guys.
We
I
gotta
just want to
do
know.
real
I just want to know
questions.
like one or two of his questions. You
What,
don't
yeah,
have to do
what
the
are
whole one.
real- What are real questions?
They're food questions. Like
The real yeah, we end every episode with the same questions with the guests. I didn't ask you those questions yet.
But like, I want to know what's your favorite sandwich?
This is gonna be a real not crowd pleaser, but
Is it an egg sandwich?
oh what? No, it's probably worse. I love a tuna sandwich, and specifically from Subway, which is probably not
Oh
even
my
tuna.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God
like
Mike's
Susan.
not here.
It's Susan.
Mike
Yeah,
has a whole recipe
questionable.
for a tuna sandwich.
So I don't know. It's one of those things. But every time I get it up here or whatever, people are like, "How are you eating that?" I'm like, "What?"
It's my thing.
That's his guilty pleasure.
There's a cat back
Okay.
there.
"Oh yeah, that's tater."
Tater.
See, I also wanted
Tater.
to start
Tater.
taking a
That's
thing.
a
Is it
fantastic Southern name.
do you have a store cat or a
Office dog.
office dog or yeah? So obviously,
shop cat?
yeah,
What
she
do you call
has.
it?
She's a shop cat.
Mhm.
Tater.
Tater.
Yeah. A warehouse. So we have like a warehouse and then we have our store, but it's not connected. So the warehouse is like this. we can keep it messy or like whatever. We don't have to worry about it looking
Sure.
so.
You don't have guests coming over at the warehouse.
Yeah, no. It's not a place for customers.
How far are they from each other?
About 20 minutes apart.
Okay, that's a good distance.
That was something that when I started, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't designing in the same spot as I was selling. Because when I worked at other shops, they couldn't get anything done until the shop closed, even in the back room, designing, and because everybody wanted to talk to whoever, like whatever, it's just like, no. So it's good to, for me, it works out better separated.
I love it. Okay, cool. We can finish. We can ask some questions.
Yeah, keep going, Ryan. Cool. Keep going.
What is most overrated flower?
I don't know. Maybe overrated flower. It probably is a peony, if you ask me. I mean, they're really pretty, but there's many other high petal count options out there, ruffly options, and people put all this pressure on. Lily of the Valley, it's way overrated to me. I don't understand. When we have to do those weddings with that, and Edwin's helped me out before too and stuff, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know. And if there's farmers out there, don't come at me. I'm
Ryan,
sorry.
I don't know if you saw the finale for Only Murders.
Did
you see how beautiful Meryl Streep's flowers were? It was Helleborus and Lily of the Valley, but they used it in her head, like her headpiece. So it was really pretty. The whole time I was watching it. It was pretty. It was really pretty.
I mean, it's not like the
but it's
Lily of the Valley
not for like a
pretty.
no. But I agree with you on that.
Beautiful.
Like, it is a little overrated.
Well,
and it's
so
so hard
difficult.
to keep it.
It's difficult to work with. It's difficult to ship. If you need
a lot
100,
of times they come in, they're not even like 6 inches long, and you're like, you got to wire them all the things. I don't know, but that's probably one thing. Like, I'm like, are you sure you want Lily of the Valley? But
what is the most underrated flower then?
I think a cremone is very underrated. People turn their nose up at it, but it is, to me, it's a high petal count flower because it's so, and I mean, and people can laugh at me or whatever, but I think when you put a cremone and dahlias together, they mix really well together. And majority of the people, if they're not flower people, they just think they're like the same flower, just a different breed.
They look like very similar. I would imagine they're in the same genome.
Like the good cremone, like the big ones, I think are really nice. But then I think people turn their nose up at them because they're also in grocery stores sometimes. But I like working with them, and they last forever.
Yeah,
agreed.
What's the scariest animal?
Scariest animal? I don't know. I've never been scared by an animal yet. But I mean, face to face with a lion or a cougar or something like that, I'd probably be pretty scared.
What's your go-to way to relax?
So I love being at my place, my house. It's like an oasis, but just like chilling for a minute. But relaxing, it may not be relaxing to some, but I love the gym. I love working out and just not.
Joelle agrees with you.
Leaving everything in the gym that you from the day or what.
Yeah, you can't focus on anything but don't get hurt, and like, this is how I do this. So you kind of like.
Mimi's the only one that goes to the gym and says, "Don't get hurt."
I constantly get hurt. So.
Well,
so walking down.
I used to run too in cross country in high school, and I have recently kind of picked that back up. Just recently, in the past year, I've started. My health was getting out of whack, and so I got back into focusing on good things for my body. And so running has been one of them, and I really love it. I don't run as long of distance as I used to, but a couple miles a week is pretty good.
Nice.
I like
it. What kind of flowers do you want at your funeral?
Ooh, funeral. I always joke with them here at work and stuff. If I die, I don't really care what they do, but I want every time someone passes by to, like, whatever you do at funerals or wakes, I need someone to stand there with crowning glory and mist my flower. Real but I don't care. But I will say my favorite flower is Bells of Ireland, which is in Stars of Bethlehem. I love those, or Ornithologulum. So those are my two favorites. So, I mean, if someone wants to do that, I don't know. I'll be long in debt. Like, I don't care what happens at my funeral. Like, I won't know. I won't be here.
That's so funny.
If you could have one,
They don't even have to have a funeral for me. I don't care. I'm always like, though. We have like behind my warehouse, I have like 14 acres, and there's like a pond back there and stuff. And I'm like, just throw me out there somewhere. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
If you could have lunch if you could have lunch with a celebrity or a character, fictional or non-fictional, who would it be? If you can also have lunch with Edwin, we'll send him over there.
Yes.
That's a fictional character.
That's a good. This is a good question.
You could have a table if you want. If you can't just pick one person, have a little powwow, little brunch section.
Well, okay, so it would be okay, we'll do that, and it'd be a mixture of like some elitists in the world. I've got some interesting questions and I want like real answers. So a couple elitists in the world, and then a couple of presidents, past presidents.
I was wondering, would you ever want to do the White House, like the Christmas?
So I went last year and did got to be part of it for the week and all that, and that was really fun and a great experience.
That's awesome. I didn't even know you did that. That's cool.
Yeah, no.
It was good. I recommend if anyone ever has the opportunity to do it.
How do you get the opportunity to do that? They just find you?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a mix, but you have to register through the White House website, whitehouse.gov, and then like usually in like September, I think they open up registration, and then they pick so many people, and I think the goal is to have a couple people from each state represented there. So like the week started with like about 50 of us, I would say, and then so it's always the week of Thanksgiving that they decorate, and then after that week, so we were there Monday through Wednesday, like prepping a lot and just getting the grunt work done, and then Thursday through Sunday, there's like a whole like influx of like other volunteers that come in, and then like I guess the people that were there at the beginning of the week kind of like know what's going on, so we like orchestrate like what.
That's so cool. I didn't even think of that.
I don't know if it's like that every year like that, but like on like the team that I was on, I mean, it wasn't that many designers there. It was like lawyers and school teachers and there was like a wide range. There was like law enforcement.
But they have the
people.
theme. They have the theme already, and then they bring you guys on, right?
Yeah, they had like renderings, and then we went to the first part of the week in like I don't know, like a warehouse, and we prepped a whole lot of stuff, and then like Secret Service has to come in and like check everything, and then we load.
What kind of volunteer?
What kind of ribbons were they using? Were they using good shit?
That's good stuff. Okay. Yeah, they could have better stuff if they use John Mark Enterprises.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
Maybe one day I can become a vendor of the White House. That would be kind of, but who knows? Maybe we'll put that out there and see if anyone hears that.
Yeah.
Who needs to hear that?
That's so funny. Very cool. I didn't know you could do that. Very cool.
I could design it in specific for only the White House too, if they really wanted it. Because the ribbons we were using were just like standard, like anyone could with a tax ID could buy them at market. So I think that they're missing a mark there, but they probably don't really care about ribbons that much. But it's kind of cool. But it's also cool. I learned a lot there because of there's like an admin staff, like the administrative staff, and then there's a house staff, like the actual White House staff. And the White House staff really runs the show, and they don't change with the president. I was just, I don't know. I was very naive, I guess, and I just was like, when the president leaves, everybody
leaves.
There was a beautiful story about, like, I think it was like there's one guy who has been I don't know, I think he might work in the kitchen, that he's worked for like 16 presidents or something like that. Like
a lot
ridiculous.
Of presidents.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Okay, somebody's gonna call me out on that. I don't know how many presidents it was.
I don't know that, but there's a lot of
check
people
her.
like that there. Yeah, have been there. Like that's just their career is White House. So, and they don't like, I guess it just,
That's so
you know,
cool.
so that's kind of cool. And the White House runs, like, it's so crazy because, I mean, of course, again, I mean, why would they not have all this? But they have like everything. They have like auto guys and like, you know, like all the um plumbers and
Mhm.
Nothing
like
is
electricians, you know,
outsourced.
people that we would like call and be like, hey, my ceiling fan broke or whatever, will you come fix it or whatever? And it's all in house, you know, and like paint, like we needed some mailboxes painted for like a Christmas theme thing. The painting people at the White House, and that's their full-time job. They are
Yeah.
painters for the White House. You know, they touch up the White House and all that. You know, that's why it always looks pristine. So I learned like that kind of stuff was just cool to be around. And
Yeah.
That
see
is
it.
cool.
Yeah, to see it at that level.
You had a lot of resources at your disposal. We want to make a fountain coming out of this tree.
Yes,
the
and, you know,
plumber.
that's how they decorate the whole house in like a few days. You know, and from that Thursday to Sunday, you know, is when all the stuff starts happening there. And but there's so many people on staff and whatnot. You know, it's like, and they'll remove all the furniture and then bring it all back in within like a matter of like a few hours. It's insane, like because
Wow.
they have their own movers, like
Sure.
all the things.
They've done
But
it.
they
They've
do
done
that
it.
all
Yeah,
the
they've done
time.
it. They're ready to go with that.
It's like having a personal pit crew to do whatever job you need them to do. They just come in, get it done, move.
I mean,
So I'm trying to think.
It's
You have the
so-
White House, you have like Rockefeller Center, and you have like the Kardashians. Are those like the big Christmas decor like staples in the country?
I would want to like Martha Stewart. I would think has a huge. I mean, the ones that you see the most
The
would
ones that you see
definitely
the
be
most, right.
Rockefeller, the Kardashians for sure. That
the White
Christmas
House,
party.
the Rockefeller,
Yeah.
and the Kardashians. Sad to say.
yeah, those are big Christmas. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but those are probably not. I bet like if you were gonna try to make some money at them,
Oh,
you need
yeah.
to hit up like Dollywood or like these theme parks that buy like, you know, who knows, probably 2,000 wreaths a year to stick everywhere.
yeah, like Disney has their own Christmas staff. Like that's
Yeah.
it. Like that's all they
Yeah.
do. They've been working on reefs and stuff for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So
you
cool.
you I bet like those places, but Rockefeller would be cool to do the windows like at like what's that store called, like Bardars or what? I don't even
Oh,
know how to
Bergdorf.
pronounce.
Yeah. Now you got me
that,
saying it
or-
wrong.
I could totally see you doing
Bergdorfs.
And now you know why
city
Edwin
window
doesn't understand me.
displays. That would be a cool gig for you.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah,
Or even
window
like
dis-
the,
Yeah,
you know, like
Macy's.
the ones that do it big in New York, you know, or something like that. Or even like in London or wherever, you know.
Where they have a budget where you can go
Harrods.
crazy with it.
Like a
Yeah,
Harrods.
Harrods.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That would be fun too. But
Good stuff.
Oh, you got to ask the latest question. That's it.
Oh, what is your go-to late night drunk food?
When after too much tequila.
Usually any kind of like tacos or like rice and cheese dip, chips, something with a crunch.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think I have a new late night drunk food, by the way, because after we left the Ecuador show and we went to the American Express Lounge, I had that fried rice. Chinese fried rice is a good.
Fried
I never
rice is-
thought of
fried
it.
rice
I
is
was
good.
just like,
Fried
oh,
rice
man.
is good always.
It soaked
Yeah.
up a lot of the alcohol.
Fried
and it
rice
was
is good
kinda
in the
like-
morning.
Yeah, it was already
Yeah.
in the morning, anyways.
I also like
There you go.
I like Costco Doritos. The like there's like a different recipe for them. You know, like how the McDonald's like Coke and Sprite
Yes.
tastes different
Uh-huh.
than
Yeah, because
So,
they
like,
get it in
Costco-
liquid form already.
yeah, the big bag of Doritos there, the nacho ones.
They're
It's
different.
like they must only make them for Costco or something because they are out of control. And you'll eat I mean, it's like a big old bag, you know, and like I eat the whole thing before I know it. Like in one day, it's ridiculous.
and you're a fit
but
guy, so
I know. It's like it's got like crack in there or something.
Probably got something extra in
It's
there
got
because it's a
something.
big bag to preserve it
Costco.
longer.
yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah,
It is so good, but not good for you. But you know who
it's
cares?
okay. Soaks up the alcohol.
Too funny. So a couple more questions before we leave. Before we leave you, if somebody wants to reach out to you, maybe they want to bounce some ideas, they want to learn a little on social media, maybe they want to hear your secret candle recipes. How can they reach out to you?
You can reach out to, so if you go to johnmark.com, all of that, like how to get in, touch with us is there. So you can email us, you can text us at the store. The number there, that's fine, whatever. Those are probably the best ways, like email or text to get the convo going.
All right. And could you or would you suggest a future guest for us to have on the podcast?
If I would like to hear, and he might have told his story before on Oprah or something, but I would like to hear about Jeff Leatham and how he got started. All the things. I don't know if he has ever bought flowers from y'all or whatever, but
I don't know if we're on his radar.
I feel like we did do something once for Jeff Leatham through somebody else.
I was gonna say it wasn't like directly.
It
through
wasn't
us then.
directly through to him,
Yeah,
but
I'm
it was
sure that
through
he
somebody
has
else.
that.
It was
Sure
through
he
somebody
probably
else.
I would love
Is
to
he
have
Vin-
him on though. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. We gotta work on
We're
it.
gonna email and see what happens. Let's find out.
We'll try.
Put it out
Tell
there.
him
We're gonna
John
put-
Mark.
John Mark said
He wants
gotta
to.
do
He
it.
wants. You got to do it. We're gonna put it out
You
to the
gotta do
universe.
But so I don't know. I don't really know much about him. I followed him for years, and I think his designs are cool because it's a lot of like all one type thing or whatever. So it's obviously lush and like it speaks to a certain audience, I'm sure. But he seems to do really, really well. So it might be kind of cool.
I like how he's
And
large
it's
scale
all
too.
those flowers in at one time because it's got to be like 18-wheeler loads when he does those huge.
How many
events.
freelancers do you think work with him? Like, there's got to be so many people on staff when he does those big installs, you know?
like
You would
Carlos,
think-
Carlos size jobs.
huge.
Like
Yeah.
there's 30, 40
Because-
people.
Is Carlos with Pedal Prod or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
production?
Pedal
Yeah,
production.
I love them a
Yeah.
lot. It's insane how many events they can do in
When
one
you
week.
see them doing an event, though, it's similar to ants, where there's so many of them coming in at once, and it's just like
They
they
come
take
from
over the
everywhere.
space and they get in and they get out, and they
Yeah.
do such a good job. But it's like
like a
Carlos is doing Fresh Fest with us. Fresh Fest. So you
Fresh
got to come and you can hear all about it because he's going to be talking about that stuff too. So, and then you can tour probably Pedal too because they're
That's
moving
it.
too.
Lock up the whole month of June. You're coming down.
You can
That's
stay
what
with
we're gonna be
Edwin.
having-
You
well,
can stay
there's
with
gonna
Edwin.
be- and
Now that would be a story.
we
Let
haven't
me tell
broken
you.
down everything yet as like what the days are going to be like, but there will be some competitions. We will need some designers participating.
Some
so
speakers.
if there is something that is interesting to you, we will talk about that.
okay, that sounds good. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Anything that we missed that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I didn't have any points, so this is great with me if y'all are good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Awesome. All right,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, it has been an awesome, educative Christmas episode almost Christmas. Good Lord, sweet baby
Holiday.
Jesus. Holiday episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, not so much ugly about flowers. Joelle, Ryan, Mimi, Fern, to our awesome guest who is let me tell you, he's a man of many trades here.
Mr. Enterprise.
Mr. Enterprise, John Marks, thank you for being on. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you.